Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is about that time again. And so we are going to take a look at the legendary banner for Fire Emblem Heroes, what it probably will have, what it might have, and what it definitely will not have. I think that's everything. So let's go ahead and start with the things that we know. This is going to be a pretty clear, cut and dry video. I don't even know that we'll make it to the mid-roll ad mark at 8 minutes. Whoa. But this is who's returning, okay? So if you're keeping up to date with the Hero Tracker, which I will have on the day the banner comes out, I will update that and do that video. You know that deal. This is basically who we have a guaranteed rerun of, including all of the legendaries and mythics. And just a note before we start on this, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it is in fact another legendary banner. A couple months ago, weeks ago, I don't know at this point, it was a short while ago, we were told that there would be months where we had back-to-back legendaries and that mythics would be skipped, despite them having alternated months pretty much ever since mythics became a thing in the game. So this is the first time that's happening. I don't know that that means that April will also be a legendary. Like, I don't know if it just skips the alternation and then it starts over. So like legendary this month, meaning mythic next month when it would have normally been legendary, or if legendary is just going to straight up replace the mythic this month and will have 3 months straight of legendaries from February, March, and April. I don't know. I'm not really sure what that means. That's why I had to redo the whole Hero Tracker, and it was a thing. So, just so you know, it is in fact a legendary. Some people were confused about that, so I want to clarify, that's all. But who we have returning for sure includes Lilina, Sigurd, Prom, Saros, Uller, Celica, Thrasir, Mila, and Ashe. And this is actually Ashe's first rerun for Colors. She debuted back in December, I think, alongside legendary female Byleth, which just opened up a whole new can of worms that I don't want to talk about right now. But basically, your avatar versions have potential to both get legendary forms of or I guess mythics, maybe, given Robin. Well, it's future problems. Let's not think about those right now. Point being, this is who we know is definitely coming back. They will be on the banner this month in about a week or so from here. I'm not 100% sure when this is going live, but this is who we got. So red is looking fairly strong, 1 spot available. Blue is completely locked, which is again pretty strong for the most part. Everybody here has a semi-specific role to fulfill, and they do it pretty well. Green is looking a little bit weaker with Celica, who's a bit dated, and Thrasir, who frankly is also kind of a little bit dated, but you know, still good in their own rights. 1 spot available from Green, and Mila and Ashe, who both Ashe is good. Ashe is busted. Okay, Ashe is pretty good. Mila does have the potential to inflict isolation, which is nice, but you know, I don't think that she is a high priority for a lot of players. So I don't think that people would deem that color specifically very high priority. But there is 1 slot open available for colorless. So with that in mind, let's take a quick gander at what's upcoming. Yeah. Now the funny thing about red is there's a lot. There's a lot of open spaces there. That's not even including Galzus and Ascended Merida, who frankly do not fit on the board. We have to end with Hugh because of spatial issues, but you can see August down there in Cullis. He's kind of repping the Merida banner, which is active currently, so there's that. For whatever reason, oddly enough, Colorless, which often struggled to be the most balanced rerun potential color for legendary and mythic banners, is now thriving. So it's a very balanced option with a lot of good options. Honestly, everybody on the upcoming section outside of Eden Like, everybody in colorless is really, really good. And it beats pretty much every color just kind of as a whole. It's kind of nuts. Colorless is truly thriving in 2022. It's a far cry different from like 2018 when we were struggling and we kept having Brave Lynn reruns and Brave Camilla rerun. Like it was a different time. It was a different time back then. So yeah, it's wild to see that happen. So Wolf Joshua Nemi, I think is, how do you say Naimi? I don't know how to say her name, but she has good stuff. So there's that. And then August. Red, we've got a double color share from that same banner with Flavia and Priam. And then there's also Naimi, her, she's here too. And then also Hugh. And then, like I said, Galzus and Marita are just kind of hanging off in the Shadow Realm over there. Renak is still here. He's still here in green. And then Eden is here in blue. So green has not had any additions since the banner that Renak was on. Because I think Kath was the only other additional green, but she's a 4-star, so that obviously doesn't count. Same thing with Colm. Colm is one of the more recent 4-star blue options that we've had, but he doesn't show up. And so that really just leaves Eden, who showed up last month. There's not a lot of options. We're running out of options here. Yikes. So here's kind of the deal. Because blue and green are legitimately so sparse, what's likely going to happen is we are going to see some rerun options in the likes of really popular 5-star locked heroes. So just keep that in mind. I know we literally just had year 5 Choose Your Legends show up on the remix banner, which I don't think a lot of people were expecting, myself included. And yeah, so I would look for things like Fallen Heroes to make a reappearance in these spots, because those are obviously very popular 5-star locked heroes, and that with good skills and all of that. So you may see a Fallen Dimitri in here, you may see a Fallen Morgan in here at some point, just kind of making a reappearance. Outside of that, it's kind of just a wild card situation that we have found ourselves in. Hey, so just just something to keep in mind. Just put it in the back of your brain pan and think about it. But for right now, we do have options. You can have any 5-star locked green hero to fill that last spot as long as it's Renak. That's basically what we're looking at. We also have the prediction here, so it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty straightforward. I believe Priam was recently on a skills banner, if my memory serves. I didn't have time to really look it up, so I'm strictly going off memory. So I'll throw my luck in with Flavia here. Okay, that's pretty much where I'm going to land. I think, unironically, Wolf will be on the banner for colorless this time around. If you're thinking about it logically, red seems to be the strongest pairing between Lilina and Sigurd. So typically something that they will do is they will introduce a new legendary or mythic hero alongside 2 other color options that are very, very strong for that pool. So basically making one color pool completely very appealing and busted, and then just making the other ones okay. So red would make sense in that aspect. Blue is not an option, right? Green is actually the weakest, but there's not a lot of filler option, which is why I think more than likely Renak will just kind of show up there. And then the other thing is that they will do more than likely is on the first rerun appearance of a legendary or mythic, Ash, for example, they will often pair the newest legendary or mythic into that color pool for the appeal of newness, the shiny new toy that maybe you didn't get last time, and this is their first rerun, and now you have options. And so, hey, all the more benefit because the new legendary or mythic is also color sharing with that thing that you missed on the first run. that would be Ash. But Ash is also free. So there's maybe not a likeliness that they put it colorless as well. It's pretty much anybody's guess, and frankly, I'm still a little bit betrayed that they chose to go Ascended Leg Yarn over Wolf last time. So I guess as a general rule of thumb, more than likely what they will do is if there is a color share on a banner, like you had Wolf and Leg Yarn, maybe they put the Ascended hero first. I don't know. But that's something to think about going forward, I guess. But I think more than likely they'll throw Wolf in colorless. They will probably go ahead and get Renak in green. Blue is completely full, and then red is honestly probably what I would throw my lot in for a new legendary hero. It could be literally anybody. I was asking my chat earlier because we were live a couple minutes ago before I sat down to record this, and we were getting answers like Xander, who would make a lot of sense, Levin Sword Male Robin, who would make a lot of sense. There's a fair amount of options, especially if it's red. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a lot of swords in Fire Emblem, and tomes you can pretty much make any color. So it's kind of a nice middle ground area. If they do decide to go colorless, which I don't think that they necessarily will, I saw Staff Valencia get thrown out there. I think that would make some sense. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if they're gonna throw in another red legendary when they literally have like 6 5-star locked heroes waiting in the wing to get a rerun. Then again, I don't know if they necessarily plan legendaries around 5-star locked returns on the banner, so that may not have any real impact either. Who really knows what's in Intelligent Systems' heads these days? But I do know that colorless is very balanced. That is very shocking because it literally has never been that way before. And green and blue are always kind of, more balanced, and red always had a surplus, and that hasn't changed. But colorless looks good, man. It's really weird. Anyway, that I went longer than I wanted to. Dang. Anyway, that is basically it. That's what I think. More than likely, throw in your favorite pick for legendary in one of those last 3 slots outside of blue, obviously. That's basically what the banner is going to look like. Just a legendary will take either Flavia, Renak, or Wolf's spot. If I had to take a guess, it would probably be a red legendary. But who knows? I certainly don't, and I have stopped trying to guess. So, I hope you found this helpful. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, come back for more. Let me know who your pick is in the comments down below, and until then, I will catch you next time.